What's up? It's Vince Staples. I'm up next with my guy Superstar J right here, VIP Saturdays.
Yo,
He
the
right
intelligent
here.
one, man.
He right here.
Yo,
I was wondering if he's gonna leave me in the video.
No.
Like,
You already know.
Pop
Come on, man. Come on. He gonna
Man.
send me some underwears and shit for the ladies and
Man,
shit.
day one, you feel me? Free Calvin Klein for the whole hood. We going to the projects. We handing out drawers to everybody.
Yes,
White T-shirts and all that. White tees,
Yes,
black tees.
you
all
really
that.
need drawers though. Like that's like one of the most important parts of the game. You know what I mean? Vince.
This shit is crazy.
You know what it is? Superstar J VIP Saturdays. Got my brother here. I ain't seen you in a minute.
Yeah, hey, like 3-4 years, something like that.
Yes, but listen, right? This is my first time back here in 2 years.
Oh, that's crazy.
You my first interview.
Nah, thank you. I appreciate you making it me. For sure.
I appreciate you. Now, congrats. You know what I mean. You know, I've been in the gym too. I didn't see you. Look, you on your muscle man stuff, man. What's going on, man? Congrats,
hey, look, man. I was in the house doing nothing. We're going to the gym every day.
Yeah,
for about a good 2 years. So that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well, are we gonna see you in Creed 5 or something?
Nah, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. This is the thing, man. I'm not finna be fighting and acting. That's too much.
If the check's good though.
Oh yeah, that's the only reason you seen what you seen.
Yeah. Okay. That's why.
Yeah.
So how did that come about?
Man, you know, Melina Masoka's director. She did Queen Slim, as we all know. But yeah, man, she was doing that commercial and she just told them to put me in it.
At first, did you? Because I know you, man. I know you very opinionated. Was you kind of like, I don't know?
Nah, I was like, if she, who idea is it? And they said it's her idea, and I'm like, all right. So if she doing it, she ain't gonna have me out here looking crazy, you know? Because sometimes they have you out here looking crazy. And I was like, you know, if it makes sense, it makes sense. You know, they made it make sense. You know, Melina, she great. You know, Calvin Klein's a great brand. You know, got a lot of heritage. That's like a moment. So, you know, I was happy to be a part of it.
Yes, man, and it's a guy from the hood representing Calvin Klein, man. I think that's the first time. I know it's been models, but you know, doing Calvin Klein.
It was an interesting situation. Like all my homies, like, man, I can't even, like, it's funny. Lil Yachty called me like, hey man, just how much money they give you to do that? Cause he was like, it's a good look, you know, being in Billboard in New York City. So that was what's up.
Yeah, big billboards out there. Now I see you on tour. Tour's crazy, and like you said, 2 years you ain't been doing it. How does it feel to be back on tour?
It's interesting, man. Especially, you know, we on the Call Me If You Get Lost tour. You know, supporting Tyler, the Creator, last album. We got me, Cali Uchis, Tyler, and Tizo Touchdown. A dude out of South, like really, really creative, really, really interesting, man. You know, but yeah, man, it's cool. It's good to be back, and it's good to be back. You know, in such, you know, prestigious venues. You know, we playing Madison Square Garden twice, and it was sold out both nights. So
crazy.
You know, I'm happy that homie got me along for that. You know, that tour, and just it's interesting to be able to be in front of that many people right away.
Yeah.
You know, no warm up shows, no nothing. So it's cool.
And like just coming from, you know, what we've been through, and I know you like, damn, I just got put right on the stage, you know what I mean? Just New York. Shout out to New York City. All of a sudden we just don't got no vaccination cards no more. You ain't got a show no more. You know, everybody was like, I'm not coming to New York.
Yeah.
So was there anybody wearing masks in there when you performed?
Man, heck no. It ain't been no mask in any city really. But, you know, I ain't heard nothing too crazy. Actually, I took a picture with this lady in San Diego. And then she's like, can I take a picture? It's like, whatever, we was finna leave. I took a picture. She tweeted me the picture. I was like, oh man, can somebody tell Vince I tested positive for COVID? It's just like weirdo stuff. So like dealing with weirdos, like, but it's like, I mean, besides that, man, you know, I'll just hopefully everybody getting home safe. You know, people out here getting their shots, and if they not, then they doing other preventative measures to make sure they taking care of themselves. So it seemed like we in a good place. Now
I want to ask you, how did you like take care of yourself? Because I was doing like the vitamin, you know, D, all that, and the elderberry. I know you're very intelligent. What was you taking? Like,
man, just I took you know, daily vitamin stuff, trying to eat healthy, and I got them shots, man. I got asthma. I can't play them games.
Oh wow!
So you know, if it would have probably took me up out of here. So yes, so as soon as I was able to get them shots, man, I got them shots, and you know, a lot of my family live with me at the house, so like, you know, everybody, you got to think about the person next to you, not just yourself. You know what I mean? Like, definitely. I see my mama damn near every day. So
shit, man, you got asthma, so you got to keep that close with all that. But I want to get into the project's about to come out in the spring. You know, you dropped the single, and I love the single with you and Mustard. And I like, and that's Mustard talking at the end, right? He's like, we from two hoods, you know, we came up together, and you're talking about, you know, your inner city, like you growing up. and on a mustard beat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've always, I love watching your interviews and how you be breaking dudes down. You know what I mean? I remember one time I put on my Instagram, you was talking about like just reality shows and how they sell trauma. And people, I had like 1,000 comments on my Instagram. People like, yo, who is this guy? Like, he's like so intelligent. I'm like, how you don't know who Vince is?
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like we're in a place in music, right, where, I read somewhere recently that 60,000 songs is uploaded to Spotify a day.
Wow.
So it's so much music and so many things that can circulate, with the 7 billion people we got in the world. Mm-hmm. You can kind of pick your world and build it. So, it's a lot of people who might not be familiar with, all of us, no matter who we are, no matter how big or no matter how small. Unless you Snoop Dogg, I don't see everybody in the world running around knowing who you are.
Snoop is just Snoop.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I appreciate you for posting that for one. And, just seeing that, we still have the ability to reach new people. I think that's always something that can keep you going. Mm-hmm. It's never over. Because it's always one person you can try to inform and help and things like that. So it don't really bother me when people don't know. I just feel like, whether people like it or not, if they're able to give us a little bit of time to, see what we about, then I appreciate it.
Before we get into the single, I want you to, for my listeners that don't know who Vince is, I want you to give me 3 of the best songs you love to perform that they go crazy up.
The ones that my thing is like with a show, I ain't never gone to no concerts when I was younger, to keep it real.
Wow.
So like never, not once. So it's like actually I went to a Diana Ross show with my mom and my grandma once.
Classic Vince right here.
Yeah.
At the
Hollywood Bowl. It was cold too. They had food and all that refreshments. It was up. Like, it was way better than these concerts we be throwing. We need to step it up. North is always a good one. North and Big Fish and 745, them seem to be the songs that people like the most. No matter where we go, no matter what year it is, them is the ones that always get, great
classic I call it timeless records.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? When you could just go anywhere and they playing it. So we're going to get into that. You know what it is? Superstar JVIP Saturdays. My brother's in here. I ain't seen him in 4 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
My first interview and said the budget went up because there's so many cameras in here. I never seen this before. Like, I'm just being real. Like, I had my cameraman. He looking like his job about to be taken or something. But man, shout out to everybody. Now the single.
Yeah.
Now how and I read up that you said you were recording both of these projects at the same time. Vince, self-titled, and then you was recording.
Ramona Park broke my heart. The next album's
now what's Ramona Park?
Ramona, it's just a park in the neighborhood. It's like it's really in the middle of like the neighborhood. Like it's just a park.
Was you trying to holler at a chick and what happened in there?
Man,
all right.
Nah, it's just so basically the album just come from it's kind of like I guess euphemism for like just I guess maturity in life and like how life goes about, a lot of people use terms like, survivor's remorse and things of that nature. It's like, and I don't really believe in those things. I think, no matter who you are, you have experiences in life that kind of shape you and, teach you about life, the realities of life. Yeah. And that's basically like where I learned a lot of, not the park specifically, but just for what the park represents. I learned a lot within dealing with my friends and family in my neighborhood and just, learning about the realities of life. And I think this project is basically me expounding on that. I feel like, I've kind of been making the same album, more or less, for most of my projects for like the first 5-10 years of my career.
Wow.
So it's like I kind of figured out how to, like, this is what I was trying to figure out when I did a Summertime 06 or say a Vince Staples or like a Shine Cold Chain 2. Like, this is basically, the same story and trying to figure it out. Of course, every once in a while you get like a Big Fish theory or something that's just like a random thought. Yeah. But like for the most part, like FM, Summertime 06, anything that kind of has to do with like my home, like kind of an anthology of like the neighborhood in which I grew up. This is kind of like, I would say, the end of that. Like I know what I was trying to understand when I was younger.
Now, in this project, will you have like a lot of features, or is it just going to be you?
We got 2 features.
Okay, you're smiling, man. You can tell a feature?
I don't really do that many features, but yeah, we got 2 features. Yeah,
you say we can't tell nobody.
Yeah,
yet.
We got 2. We got 2, but
2 big ones.
Yeah, we have a lot of clips and storylines from people that grew up, in surrounding areas of where I grew up, from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Wow. Basically saying the same things that we saying today. So I think that's a big part of the album. To me, those are the most important features of the people that, came and went and lost their life for this shit and saying the same thing that we was saying. We was 15, 16, and they was 15 and 16 in the 70s. Yeah. And they got the same problems, same issues. So them is the features I care the most about, to be honest.
Word. Now, let's talk about, you have a couple of TV series.
Yeah, man. Like we working and we still trying to get this Vince Staples show.
Podcast now, podcast.
Yeah. Like, we gonna figure that out. Like probably after this album. But it's like, you know, it's we got a lot of opportunities. We got that. We got the Vince Staples show on Netflix probably coming soon. We working on this one film that we probably gonna end up shooting out here.
Wow.
But yeah, we're working on that. We got this comic book that we made called Limbo Beach coming out. It's just, you know, trying to do different things.
A lot of things.
Yeah, man.
Now, I want to ask you, have you ever thought about, like, and I don't know, you might have you ever thought about, like, writing a movie, or what would you prefer, writing a movie or writing a TV series?
I'm learning how to do both. So basically, we did the Vince Staples little YouTube series, and we ended up getting this situation with Netflix, but I didn't really know how to write it. Like them two things are just improvised. Like it wasn't. We came up with the idea, and then
some Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah, exactly. But I recently kind of learned how to start writing the shows that I wrote. I wrote the pilot episode of the Vince Staples show with Netflix, and I'm writing the other episodes now. COVID obviously halted a lot of production and stuff like that. But yeah, man, like I'm working on it. It's the same thing.
I'm proud of you, man. This is a big difference, man. 4 years, you know, you was talking rap. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yo, Jay, I'm trying to be my pen. That was what it was all about. Now it's like I'm doing TV series, I'm doing books. Now, how is the podcast gonna go, and what type of guests are you gonna have guests?
Man, we trying to figure that out. I think that's the funny thing about a podcast is like you can figure it out as it goes. But to me, the podcast is just gonna be more about, you know, a way to communicate with the people that support you, like past Instagram, past Twitter, past these kind of things. So it's more so gonna be about, you know, like it's up to whoever is listening, you know what I mean, kind of how we going about it. So we got some ideas that I'm gonna tell you about it. So it should be pretty cool.
Yeah, you gotta come back and tell me about that. And just speaking, I feel like you're still the younger generation, but just I like you know, the cliche, the young OG. You know what I mean? Because now it's a lot of younger rappers coming up, you know, under you. Have you ever like talked to like any one of them, gave them some advice about the game and the music industry?
Man, anybody, it's my thing. Anybody who asks me a question, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So I just tell everybody, be mindful of what you ask me. If you don't want to know the truth, then don't ask me no fucking questions.
I'm telling you that.
Yeah, but see, anybody that like asks me any question, you know, it's a lot of you know, it's a lot of complicated things in the music business. So yeah, I think it's best. And a lot of people go in blind, and they're not really trying to help these kids, especially the black ones. So I just make sure that, you know, especially black ones from the hood, and I try to make sure I, you know, just tell people my mistakes and, you know, what I would have done different and things like that, and things that I was ignorant of, and, you know, just how to really take control of it.
And I know you definitely could tell them now, because I know if it was 10 years ago, Vince, or 5 years ago, like just how we was just talking in the beginning of the interview, how music is, you could just upload music, create your own fan base, and you've always been, you never complain about anything. My question, do you still feel like you're underground as artists?
Yeah, I mean, I never sold a bunch of records. I ain't like, I can do decent shows. I've been blessed to be able to sell out, you know, venues all across, you know, this country.
Yes.
You know, I remember when there was 500 people in the show, so getting to the point to where it's 5,000, things of that nature is like, you know, 2,500, them kind of venues. Like I'm just real appreciative of it, you know what I mean? Especially when I'm not doing conventional things, like I'm kind of doing what I want to do, and, you know, I'm kind of falling on that sword. So I wouldn't say that I'm a big artist, but the thing about it is you don't have to be. Yeah. I feel like with streaming and the way the music is kind of, and just in the world, it's not just music. We kind of destroyed the middle class. Like it don't exist no more. You either poor or you rich. And it's like that when you think about how industry and business works as well. So I think just being able to kind of sustain is important. Like when I started doing music, you could just tour and do shows and festivals and things of that nature. You can build an audience. Like it's not really that no more. So now it's more with engaging with the audience on the internet platform, social media, yada yada. That's like really where music is. Like music videos don't even matter no more.
Yeah, yo, I like your video, but the last time, but everything's on the phone now.
Yeah, it's hard.
Like, you know, I think TVs is about to be obsolete. You know what I mean? You see how cheap TVs are now. You know, people are just on the phone and basically watching everything. Even if you go, you know, look at the younger kids. My daughter's like 7, and she just like FaceTime. He's like, yeah, so I'm gonna put this Amazon thing. I'm like, how did you share the screen on the FaceTime? So it's crazy. But I appreciate you, you know, coming through talking about the new project. When can we get this new project?
Yeah, man, it should be coming out sometime next month.
Next month?
I don't know. We as soon as we get the date set in stone.
The date?
I'm gonna let you know how that go, but I'm gonna let you know. But it's for sure coming out next month.
Let's get it, man. 4 years, man. Then it's my first interview. My guy, Vince Staples. You heard.